Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Something in you has been quietly tested and you didn't even notice. Not your money, not your looks, not your confidence. Something deeper, something most men protect without realizing it. And if a woman doesn't try to control this part of you, if she doesn't punish it, shrink it, or make you feel guilty for it, that's when love stops being a game and starts being real. Before we go further, subscribe and like this video, because the truth you're about to hear might change the way you see every relationship you've ever had. I'm speaking to you not just as a psychologist, but as a woman who has watched men misunderstand this for years. You think love is proven by how much she wants you around, how often she texts, how jealous she gets, how tightly she holds on. But those things can grow from fear, not love. Possession is loud, love is quiet. Possession grabs, love allows. Here's the truth most men are never told. A woman who truly loves you does not try to control your freedom to be yourself when she is not there. Read that again in your mind. Your independence, your time, your space, your thoughts, your mission is the one thing insecure attachment tries to cage. When a woman constantly questions where you are, who you're with, why you didn't respond fast enough, what you're thinking about, she's not connecting. She's managing anxiety. But when she respects your mental space, when she doesn't treat your solitude like a threat, when she understands you have a world that existed before her and supports the parts of you that don't revolve around her, that is emotional security. And emotional security is the soil where real love grows. Many men mistake drama for passion because calm feels unfamiliar. But healthy love does not feel like walking on emotional glass. It feels like being trusted even when you're not being watched. The average man has been conditioned to feel important when a woman needs him constantly. It feeds the ego. It creates the illusion of value. If she can't function without you, you must matter, right? But dependency is not devotion. Dependency says, I'm afraid to lose you. Love says, I choose you, even when I don't have to hold you tightly. There is a psychological difference, and your nervous system feels it before your mind understands it. When a woman truly loves you, she does something that insecure attachment cannot do. She regulates herself without making you responsible for every emotion she has. She misses you without accusing you. She feels vulnerable without blaming you. She has bad days without turning you into the enemy. That emotional self-responsibility is rare, and most men overlook it because it doesn't come with fireworks. It comes with peace. Let me tell you what women do when they don't feel secure. They monitor, they test, they withdraw to see if you chase. They create emotional puzzles you have to solve to prove yourself. That's not love. That's survival strategy shaped by past hurt. And if you grew up around emotional chaos, that pattern might feel familiar, even exciting. Your brain confuses intensity with intimacy, but a woman who loves you does something almost invisible. She assumes good intent first. If you're quiet, she doesn't immediately build a story that you're losing interest. If you're focused on work, she doesn't compete with your purpose. If you spend time with friends, she doesn't treat it like betrayal. Why? Because she sees your independence as part of who you are, not a rival she has to defeat. That's when love becomes partnership instead of emotional negotiation. You don't feel interrogated. You don't feel like you're constantly auditioning. You feel trusted, and trust is the highest form of emotional respect. When a woman gives you that without trying to own your mind, your schedule, or your identity, she isn't distant. She's secure enough to love you without turning love into control. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Many men say they want a loving, secure woman, but emotionally, they are addicted to being needed, not loved. Being needed gives you control. Being loved requires you to be emotionally visible, and that is far more vulnerable. Because when a woman doesn't try to control you, you can't hide behind the role of rescuer, fixer, or constant validator. You have to show up as a whole person, not just a function. A woman who truly loves you is not trying to manage your behavior every hour. She's observing your character over time. That's a different lens. Control focuses on moments. Love focuses on patterns. She's not panicking over one late reply. She's asking herself, is this man consistent? Is he honest? Does his presence feel safe? She's measuring stability, not chasing reassurance. Psychologically, this is huge. When she doesn't grip tighter every time life pulls your attention elsewhere, she's signaling something powerful. I trust your return. That trust is not blind. It's based on emotional data, how you speak, how you handle conflict, whether your words and actions match. And when a woman operates from that place, she doesn't need to dramatize love to feel it. But here's what most men misunderstand. Her calm is not indifference. Her lack of control is not lack of care. It is actually the opposite. It means she believes connection doesn't have to be forced. She's not trying to trap you into staying. She's creating an environment where you want to stay. And that changes you. A secure woman doesn't shrink your world. She expands it. You don't feel like you're losing freedom by loving her. You feel like you're gaining emotional safety without surrendering your identity. That balance, closeness without suffocation, is one of the strongest indicators that her feelings are real, not fear disguised as affection. Now let's talk about what you might be missing in plain sight. A woman who truly loves you doesn't demand constant validation. She doesn't need endless compliments, nor does she test your patience with games designed to see how much you'll tolerate. Instead, she celebrates your growth quietly. She notices when you improve, when you achieve, when you make decisions that align with your values, and she respects it without making it about her. That's a rare form of love, because most relationships thrive on insecurity, not admiration. Think about it. How many times have you felt the need to justify your choices to someone you care about? Or explain your absence, your focus, your priorities? In a controlling dynamic, every action becomes an audition. Every silence becomes a challenge. Every achievement becomes a threat to the balance of fear and dependence she's used to. But love that's secure doesn't operate that way. She doesn't ask for explanations for your life. She asks for presence in the moments that matter, and she respects your space the rest of the time. Psychologically, this is monumental for you as a man. When a woman ignores the superficial tests of control, the jealousy, the neediness, the constant questions, she's showing that she's in it for you, not for the anxiety she can create. She's not there to feed off drama. She's there to experience connection. And the deeper the connection, the less she needs to manipulate, the less she needs to fight, the less she needs to provoke. This doesn't mean she's detached or disinterested. In fact, it's the opposite. She's invested enough in your core self that she doesn't feel threatened by your independence. Her love is quiet, confident, and unwavering. She may not text you every hour. She may not call to check if you arrived safely. She may not react when you prioritize your work or your goals. And if she truly loves you, you won't even notice that absence as neglect. You'll notice it as trust. Here's the thing most men never realize. Love that doesn't suffocate, control, or manipulate is often invisible at first. It's not loud, it doesn't demand attention, and it doesn't scream for validation. But it is stronger than any storm of jealousy, drama, or clinginess you've ever experienced. This is the type of love that lasts, the kind that makes you want to be better, not just to keep her, but to honor her trust. Let's get brutally honest. Most men chase intensity because it feels alive, even if it's toxic. Passion mistaken for obsession, drama mistaken for love. But a woman who truly loves you is not addicted to intensity. She's addicted to alignment, the way your values, your actions, and your character resonate with hers. And here's the critical part. She doesn't need to manipulate you to feel that alignment. She lets it emerge naturally. This is where many men fail to recognize love. She might ignore small provocations, teasing, subtle tests, even moments where she could accuse you of neglect. And this is not because she doesn't care, it's because she does. She cares enough to rise above fear-driven behavior. Her heart doesn't need to micromanage yours because she knows love thrives in freedom, not cages. When she allows your authenticity to exist fully without interference, she's showing a kind of respect and devotion that most men have never experienced. Pay attention to her reactions in quiet moments. How does she behave when you're focused on your goals, your friends, your family, or even yourself? Does she pout, withdraw, or demand attention? Or does she step back, smile, and return to you without resentment, without testing you? That's the real litmus test. If she ignores the minor things that could provoke jealousy, She's proving something far deeper than words ever could. She trusts you, and she's secure enough to let love exist without constant reassurance. This is why men confuse indifference with love sometimes, because it doesn't scream. But real love doesn't have to. Real love shows up consistently in subtle, unwavering ways. It's in her patience, in her restraint, in the absence of games designed to measure your devotion. She isn't trying to trap you with drama. She isn't trying to prove you love her. She's demonstrating her love by allowing space, freedom, and trust to coexist with intimacy. And here's the paradox. The more she ignores the need to control, the more you actually feel drawn to her. Her calmness fuels desire. Her security fuels connection. Her trust fuels loyalty. Love that doesn't suffocate doesn't just survive, it thrives, quietly, powerfully, without neediness, without coercion, without fear. And that, my friend, is the kind of love that will outlast every superficial attraction you've ever chased. Now, I need you to really focus because most men completely misread this. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't obsess over proving it to you every day. She doesn't send constant messages. She doesn't demand attention. She doesn't make you feel guilty for prioritizing yourself. If she did, it wouldn't be love. It would be insecurity. Real love is patient, steady, and silent in its devotion. She allows you to live your life fully while quietly being present for you. Notice how she reacts when you achieve something, even if it has nothing to do with her. Does she genuinely celebrate your victories without feeling diminished? Does she support your ambitions without making it about her own ego? A woman who loves in a secure, mature way understands that your growth doesn't threaten your bond. It strengthens it. She knows that your independence is not a challenge to her love, but a foundation for deeper connection. The truth most men ignore is this: control is the enemy of love. A woman who doesn't need to control you demonstrates something far more valuable than excitement or passion. She demonstrates emotional intelligence. She demonstrates self-respect. She demonstrates trust. And men, consciously or not, are wired to sense this. Deep down, you feel drawn to her calm confidence, even if you're used to chasing attention and validation. She may not react when you take time for yourself. She may not question your choices constantly. She may even let small slights slide without confrontation. And that's the real test. Not how loud she expresses love, but how steady and unwavering it is when she doesn't have to prove it. When she gives you space without anxiety, she's showing that her heart isn't dependent on controlling yours. This is what separates fleeting relationships from lasting ones. Passion fades, excitement wanes, drama dies down, but the kind of love that doesn't need to control, manipulate, or test persists. It's quiet, it's reliable, and if you pay attention, you'll realize this is the type of love most men spend their whole lives searching for without ever recognizing it when it's standing right in front of them. Here's the reality that almost no one will tell you. A woman who truly loves you is willing to risk being misunderstood. She doesn't need constant reassurance because she's secure in her choice. She doesn't micromanage your time or your attention because she trusts that what you share with her is genuine. And this is where most men trip themselves up. They interpret calmness, patience, and space as disinterest. It's not. It's devotion. Think about how she behaves when life gets busy, when stress hits, or when you're not immediately available. Does she create conflict to get your attention? Or does she hold steady, knowing connection isn't built in panic? Does she allow silence without filling it with accusations? These small, almost invisible behaviors are stronger indicators of love than any grand gesture or dramatic proclamation. Real love doesn't need to scream. It shows up quietly, every single day. Psychologically, this is powerful. Men are wired to respond to intensity, to react to drama, to feel desired through pursuit. But a woman who ignores trivial challenges, who doesn't provoke jealousy, who trusts without testing, flips that dynamic. She challenges you to engage with her on a deeper level, emotionally and mentally, instead of just reacting out of habit or ego. She's inviting you to love her consciously, not compulsively. Here's what you need to internalize. When she lets you live your life fully without controlling or judging you, she's not distant, she's secure. She's investing in the long game, and she's choosing to place trust over fear. That trust is a rare commodity, and it's far more valuable than fleeting displays of passion, drama, or obsession. And here's the kicker. The more she ignores superficial insecurities, the stronger the bond becomes. Because what you start to crave isn't attention or validation. You crave the authenticity, the consistency, and the respect that comes from her security. When you experience this, you don't just fall in love. You feel seen, understood, and inspired to become a better version of yourself. This is the kind of love that doesn't just survive, it transforms you. Finally, let me reveal the truth that most men never fully grasp. If she ignores the small things that could easily trigger jealousy or doubt, she is showing you love at its deepest level. She's not testing you. She's not playing games. She's demonstrating that her connection to you is not fragile. It's grounded in respect, trust, and emotional maturity. And that, my friend, is the difference between fleeting attraction and lasting love. Think about it. How often have you been in a relationship where every action, every choice, every moment apart became a battlefield? That constant tension wears you down. It forces you to perform, to reassure, to prove yourself repeatedly. But a woman who truly loves you doesn't do that. She understands that love is not a scoreboard. She understands that devotion is shown in how she holds space for you, not how she confines you. This type of love feels different from anything else. It doesn't make your heart race out of fear or obligation. It makes your heart calm, even when life is chaotic. It makes you want to show up fully because you feel safe being seen, not because you fear losing her. And when you recognize this, you stop chasing intensity and start valuing presence, consistency, and depth. Here's the subtle psychological truth. Men often overlook this kind of love because it's quiet, it's invisible in a world obsessed with drama, jealousy, and proof of affection. But when a woman allows you to exist fully without interference, she is making a conscious choice to love you without control. She is choosing you every day, not out of fear, need, or insecurity, but out of desire, respect, and trust. So pay attention. Notice her calm in the storm, her patience when you're distracted, her restraint when she could demand attention. If she does these things, she's not ignoring you. She's showing you the kind of love that lasts a lifetime. The kind of love that most men spend their entire lives searching for without ever recognizing it. And if you can see it, appreciate it, and reciprocate it, you will never want anything else.